And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Shauna goes, another video. Why so many videos, Mike? Why so many videos? Well, because we got to build this shit up, guys. Because my video game is weak. My YouTube game is weak. Here's what you got to learn about me. You got to learn about yourself. You got to learn about your own mindset. You got to know where you're strong and where you're weak. You can't live in a fool's paradise of delusion. You got to be honest with yourself. My documentary, by the way, on free speech, Silenced, is now available on iTunes. Watch it here. Yeah, you got to be honest, right? You got to be honest. You got to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. My video game is weak. We're getting it built up. By the way, I did a great video with Stefan Molyneux. We did it on Gulag's left-wing terrorism. The video that Stefan Molyneux has in his possession will be the most important video in history, perhaps, of YouTube. When you really understand what is going on in the world, when Stefan Molyneux releases that video, we did a video for his channel on left-wing terrorism, how left-wing is a death cult, gulags, terrorism by the liberals, what they really want. That will be historical. We've had a few historical events. One would be Alex Jones's appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast is a historical event. So many people woke up from that. So many people woke up from that. That Joe was actually told was actually told to be careful, to watch himself. He was told to watch himself. That's how significant it was. So the video that I did with Stefan Molyneux is going to be historical, completely changed the game. What are we talking about today? We're talking about a very important question, a very important issue. Is liberalism a death cult? Is liberalism a death cult and a rape cult? People say, Mike, that's a crazy question. They go, Mike, that is a crazy question. The Rockville rape happened. 14-year-old girl was gang raped by two men, 17 and 18. Anally, vaginally, orally. Raped her. Gang raped her, laughed about her, did horrific things. I thought it was funny. I just talked to a mom on my earlier show on Right Side Broadcasting Network. I talked to a mom who's been trying to get answers. The school will not tell anybody how many adult men are in freshman classes. So they have adult men, 18 years old, who are freshmen in high school, and the school won't tell you. They won't tell you. Because liberalism is a death cult. It is a death cult. It's a cult based on terrorism and rape. They've now said, by the way, no, it's true. It's all a true story, guys. That's what gets me, is that the world is hard to believe. It's hard to believe how bad it's getting out there. But that's why we have to stop the liberals. That is why they want to censor us. That is why they do not want us to have free speech. They're all the problem. Hey, Mike, just watched your Gorilla Mindset seminar video. Thank you. What did you think? I thought it was a good video. By the way, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Obsessing over this stuff is beta. You're beta. You're beta blocked. Beta blocker. How do you feel about that? I need a massage. I need to find a massage place around here. Oh, a little stiff, a little sore. Definitely need to get a massage. What else is going on? What's going on in this world? How are we going to take back America? Well done, Mike. Thank you. Thank you, well done. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got a new shirt. Well, it's not a new shirt. It's an old shirt. The Red Pill, I'm very excited to report. The Red Pill, which I was an associate producer on, directed by, hold on, I think I gotta take my dog out. By Cassie Dre, is doing well also. So Jack Posobiec was doing all of the great research on the Rockville rape. You have to go to his channel for sure. Definitely go to Jack Posobiec's channel for that information. This is the mic I'm used to. LOL. Blocked. The right side mic is too nice. Yeah, right. Right side broadcasting network mic is. I have different. I don't want to say I have different personalities. That'll be used against me. Hey PM, I know how to change my vibe based on who I'm talking to, and then based on the subject I was talking to. That surprises a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand that, hey, if I'm on Right Side Broadcasting Network, which is family friendly, I'm not going to be dropping F-bombs and throwing up the middle fingers. It's a different vibe. Emotional intelligence, exactly right. Emotional is different. But on my own Periscopes, on my own YouTubes, I don't have to be nice. I don't have to be polite. I can ban you for being a beta. I can say beta blocked, gone. I don't care. Why? Because I need elite. For what I have coming next, I need elite people. I don't need a lot of people. I need elite people. People who are willing to do what it takes. What about... You can say what you want on Right Side Broadcasting Network, Mike. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I don't want to get you guys in trouble, right? If I say too many things, I don't want to cause drama for you guys. That's the whole point. I know how to keep it clean, keep it family friendly. Are the Emerald Tablets legit? I don't know what that is. What parenting books have you read in preparation for your baby? Baby Brain Rules, a very good book. Baby Brain Rules, the Vaccination book, also a very good book. Oh yeah, I'm pro Right Side Broadcasting Network. I was just done with my show on Right Side. Right? I just finished an hour on Right Side, and this is like an extra feature. Sort of how if you watch a movie and then you have the credits go down, or you know, the credits roll, and then you have new stuff. That's all this is. New stuff. Mike, I just got your 3 books. Thank you. I've written 3 books. I gotta write a 4th one this year. I want to do 10 books before it's all over. Before it's all done, I want to do 4 books and 5 movies. No, 10 books and 5 movies. You said earlier you helped out a lot of people and they stabbed you in the back. Very common. How do you prevent and deal with it? Well, the way I prevent and deal with it is that I limit my one-on-one time with people. I do very little one-on-one time with people. That would be the way I would do it. I do very little one-on-one time with people. Why? Because you spend all them hours helping people out. So I would rather talk to a lot of people at one time than one person at one time, for sure. By the way, how's that hair looking? The hair game is on point. Shirt game is on point. Poster game. We're on point. We're on point. We got the shirt game. This shirt has so many layers you can't even tell. It's got a little brown in it too. See that? This is a pretty fleek shirt. Hair game on fleek. Shirt game on fleek. Movie poster on fleek. Silence is now available on iTunes, and tomorrow it'll be available on Amazon. And I've been sending DVDs to the backers too. So people are getting their DVDs. Everybody's really happy. RSB carried you through the election. Exactly. They did great work. They did great work. Roid Rager. I haven't been on roids for a long time. Lee Stranahan was probably fired from Bryantport. Well, too bad for Lee. I could have made his story go viral. Too bad for Lee for stabbing me in the back. I could make any story in the world go viral. The Awan brothers, that story wasn't going viral. The Awan brothers story wasn't going viral. And then I made it go viral. Russia Times wrote about it. WikiLeaks is linking to it. It's becoming a really big story now. You will see Trump talk about it first, or soon, the A1 Brothers story. So I can make things go viral, but I'll never do anything for Lee. Never. I don't ever do anything for people who have no integrity. I only help people with integrity. And he doesn't have any integrity. Has Conor McGregor read your book? I would never tell you that. I gotta keep a lot of that stuff on the down low. The people who read me, gotta keep it on the down low. Lighting much better. Yeah, we got 2 light boxes here tonight. Trump is speaking at your graduation this spring at Liberty U. Periscope that shit. Periscope it live. Live tweet it. I'll retweet you. You get a lot of retweets. Get a picture with them too. Hello. How you doing, Richard? How you doing? Mike, why don't you post all your live chats to the channel after they are over? I don't know what you're talking about. I read your article on Medium about the system. Great high-level article. Are you starting to write more like that? Well, I wrote that on Danger and Play. So a lot of what you're reading on Medium.com appeared at Danger and Play 2 or 3 years ago. I did my most introspective, spiritually rich, deep writing at Danger and Play in 2014 and 2015. That is prime Mike Cernovich. Very deep, very introspective. And then, and just to a large degree 2015 also. So 2013, 14, 15, prime time. Last year, 2016, that was all about saving society, Western civilization. That was about applied guerrilla mindset, because here's the way I look at it. It's one thing to talk about mindset and to talk about all the things I talk about. In 2016, I demonstrated it all in real time. I'm not just some guy who wrote a book, Guerrilla Mindset. I'm not just some guy who says, you know what, buy this book and read it and apply it to your life and then stuff will happen in your life. I'm the guy who said, I'm going to publish this book and then I'm going to demonstrate it in action. Demonstrate it in action. Right? That was the power of it. Is I demonstrated guerrilla mindset in action last year. This year, what am I doing? I'm demonstrating my next book, Audacity. This year, I'm gonna do. Hold on, I'm gonna tweet out a link. I gotta tweet out a link to the YouTubes. This year. Hold on. Talking about my next film on media hoaxes and book, Audacity. I'll be taking calls too, by the way. We'll also have an open Q&A. So I'm going to take your calls tonight about life in general. All right, what's going on? Well, what is going on is that I wrote Guerrilla Mind. Thank you, Chase. I know you. I follow you on Instagram. You deadlift a lot of weight. Chase can definitely deadlift more than I ever could in my life, even in college. All right. So I wrote Guerrilla Mindset. I published it. I wrote all these articles, and then I lived it last year. I proved that you can take the principles of Guerrilla Mindset and do anything with it, including get Donald Trump elected for president. Could you imagine if Hillary Clinton's people understood the power of guerrilla mindset and had used that in her campaign? Fortunately, they didn't know the power of a guerrilla mindset. That would have been real big problem. But everything, posture, money, self-talk, mood, fitness, you name it. Supplements is all here. So this year, I'm writing a book called Audacity. How to go from nobody to somebody. He's asking for donations. I'm not. But if I were, why would you care? If people want, yes, I recommend Guerrilla Mindset for women. Women love it more than men. But if I were asking for donations, why would you care if people want to give me money? Right? What business is it to you what people want to do in a free world? Why would you be a hater? Because you haven't read Guerrilla Mindset. So this year, I'm writing a book called Audacity. How to go from nobody to somebody. It's going to be the most powerful work that I've ever done in my life, because it's going to cover the mindset you need to believe in yourself, the mindset you need to succeed at life. But I'm also going to share everything I know about building an online brand, building an online platform, building everything you need to do whatever it is you want to do on the internet. Nobody's ever written a book like that. Nobody has ever written a book like that. And so it'll be called Audacity, How to Go From Nobody to Somebody. So I am living Audacity this year. Have I lived it? Well, I was on the Alex Jones show. Alex Jones had said, Mike, you're a very smart man. So I was on the Alex Jones show through the biggest inauguration party in D.C. New Yorker profile, Washington Post hating on me, New York Times hating on me. CNN did a TV special on my tweets, how I'm a bad person on Twitter. They wrote an article about how I wrote mean tweets and they didn't like my tweets. CNN it was on Fox News, and then I got kicked off of Fox News. How many people do you know went on Fox News and the very next day there was an article written about that, and then they were banned from Fox News? Right? Me. So Audacity is all me doing everything. Like, I've done it all. Right? I've lived it. It isn't a random guy telling you what to do. It's a guy saying, here's how I went from nobody to somebody. And I controlled the news cycle, Hillary's health. I mean, everything we did with the election, right? But for Audacity, I might not talk about the election too much because I want to keep the book apolitical, because I want it to be a book for everybody. We'll see if I can pull that off. But yeah, I want Audacity to be a general interest brand building book that everybody from a makeup girl to a political operative at the highest level, everybody from a 5-star general at the Pentagon to a makeup girl, they could learn from Audacity. If you're a 5-star, well, you can't be a 5-star, that's a general in the Army. 4-star general, Joint Chiefs of Staff. If you're a 4-star general, what can you learn from Audacity? Well, you can learn how to get your message out. Because, see, I already got a loser question. Will Audacity still work 5 years from now when things like Twitter have changed beyond recognition? That is a loser question, so you have to be blocked, sir. Why would I write a book that wouldn't be good in the future, right? So I don't know if you meant to insult me personally, or if you're just not very good at asking questions and you can't think right. But why would I write a book that wouldn't be good 5 years from now? Why would I not write a book that won't be good for years to come, right? What kind of question is that? You got to get out of here. You can't watch me. So everybody from a makeup girl to a 5-star general could learn from it, because the concepts are the same. For example, platform. Platform could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Periscope, it could be whatever, the podcast, whatever the next big thing is. But you think about building your own platform, getting your messaging out. To get your message out, though, you have to do a lot. You have to believe in yourself. Most people don't believe in themselves, because you have to believe you have a message worth sharing. So before you can share your message, you have to believe in yourself. So the mindset will be covered. Why you should believe in yourself, how to believe in yourself, how to have more confidence, how to deal with internet haters, how to deal with people who stalk you. Who deals with more internet haters than I do? Donald Trump, maybe a couple other people. Not very many people, right? Deal with the massive amount of hate that I deal with, and the haters never get me down. How is that possible? Mindset. So that'll all be covered in Audacity. Living an audacious mindset. That is everything. Because platforms are going to change. Your platform could be a blog, a YouTube. Because I'll give you some examples of the content mindset. I'll give you some examples. Every time I do a video, I think I want to deliver value to everybody watching. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Well, that's a mindset thing. A lot of people waste my time with stupid questions. That's why I blocked them. That person, before asking the question, didn't think, am I about to create good content? Because Mike is going to read my question. Am I about to create a good content question that is going to advance the conversation that we're all having together, that will really allow us to enlighten each other, to edify one another? That is a mindset thing. That is why my content is always on point. Is I'm always thinking before I do whatever it is I want to do that I want to bring it. I call it the bring it mindset. It's called the bring it mindset. Every day I'm going to bring it, or I'm not going to show up. You got to bring it. Every day in life, you got to bring it. People don't have that. They have the show up mindset. The bring it mindset versus the show up mindset. A lot of people come to my periscopes and they come to my videos and they just show up like they have a corporate job and they ask dumb questions because they're just showing up to talk. Just to talk. The show up mindset. No, I want the bring it mindset. What are you going to teach people? Very important. So I bring it every time I do a periscope, every time I do a video, every time I do a podcast, every time I'm on Twitter, blog posts, Facebook, you name it. I'm always trying to bring it. It's the mindset, bring it mindset. But to bring it, you have to have audacity. You have to be willing to throw a punch. People don't want boring, basic bitch content. People want punch. That's what audacity is. You have to bring it. But to bring it, you have to believe in yourself. You have to prepare. There's a lot to it. That is why this book is good and relevant for everybody from a general to a makeup girl. Everybody is going to get value from audacity. My next film is going to be on media hoaxes. My next film is going to be about media hoaxes and Silenced. Is now available on Amazon and iTunes. But I can't start another film until I've done everything I can to make that film a success. There's been a lot of sabotage about that film. Some of you were able to read between the lines and kind of figure out what had happened. I haven't talked about what would happen, and that is another thing about mindset. Is I haven't talked about what had happened because that would detract from the film being a success. So I have a person sabotaging me, right? But I have to avoid all that drama and not get sucked into that because you have. That's another mindset shift. Focus, right? Focus is how can I make this movie a big success, right? That's what I have to focus on. And Silence is now on DVD, iTunes, going to be on Amazon tomorrow. And we don't know if it's going to be on. We don't know if it's going to be on Netflix yet. We haven't heard. Basically, if it sells a lot on. If Silence does well on Amazon and it does well on iTunes, then it'll go on Netflix. But if it doesn't, then I'll be disappointed because I want this to be a big success, right? So that's the whole point. Is we already got 5 ratings on iTunes, so thank you. If you click on if you go into the subject line of the video, this video you're watching live, you can click on the link. I would really appreciate if you left a rating and review. If you left a rating review for Silenced. So that's the whole point. Is I can't start the next film, Hoaxed, until I've done everything I can to really push this film hard and to make it a big success. Very important to do because I owe it to my backers on Kickstarter. I was a first-time filmmaker. First-time filmmaker. And people believed in me. Right? Here's the deal I made. I told my readers and stuff. I go, look, if you believe in me and you fund this film, I will not take any money. No producer fee, no salary, nothing for my work. I'll work totally for free. And I won't even charge you for travel for me. Right? And people believed in me. So I owe it to them to make that film be big. And it's not big yet because it was only on Vimeo. I already messed up the launch a little bit. I didn't know how to launch a film. It's my first. I know how to launch a book. Nobody does it. Well, Ryan Holiday, Tim Ferriss. A couple people can do a better book launch than me. But we're talking like 5 people maybe in the world can launch a book better than I can. But film, I had no idea how to launch the film. So I launched the film on Vimeo right away, but I should have waited until the film was on iTunes and Amazon and then kind of launched it all at once, because it would have been better. I sold a bunch on Vimeo. Rather than sell those on Vimeo because they're not counted towards Netflix, it would have been better to have been those sales to come through Amazon or through iTunes. But I didn't know that at the time. You know, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. And the person that I worked with sure as hell, amateur hour, but that's another conversation. See, I didn't know that, hey Mike, you don't want to sell a bunch of films on Vimeo. You want to sell as many films as possible on Amazon. Concentrate your efforts on Amazon, concentrate your efforts on iTunes, but you live and you learn, no big deal. See, I owe it to everybody to make Silenced a really big success, and I'm sure that I will, because I'm going to push it hard for the next. You just bought your film on iTunes, watching now, good stuff, thank you. So yeah, I'm going to keep pushing this hard for this month. March Madness. Dude, be honest, the problem with Silence is it was too rhetorical. Well, that depends. A legitimate, I wouldn't call it a problem. A legitimate critique of Silence is that it's very much like a Charlie Rose NewsHour conversation about free speech, right? There's no central narrative. Here I am, follow me, follow my journey as Mike Cernovich through free speech. And here are the twists and turns I take. Cassie J did that for the Red Pill, which I was an associate producer on, which I definitely was very, very proud to be a part of that project too. Cassie J is a way better filmmaker than I am. The Red Pill is done way better than this. No question about it. The subject matters are different, so I can't say which one is better, but I can tell you which one is better directed and which one is better edited. The Red Pill or Silenced, I'm going to be completely honest, which is the Red Pill is better directed, better edited, better graphics, you name it, better. But the topic here in Silence is very important and it's different. But it's like a Charlie Rose NewsHour special. It's a think piece. So I wouldn't call that a problem. I would call that a critique. But some people like the think piece. The reviews on Silenced are rave reviews. The reviews on Silenced are huge. People love it. So you can't really say it's a problem. You just got to say a lot of people love it. And some people find a criticism of that, and that's great. Colbert, yeah, Colbert is angry. We don't really care about Colbert. But yeah, that Silence is the next big thing. I'm really excited. It's on iTunes, and I'm excited that it's going to be on Amazon tomorrow. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. For sure. Big developments. I got all pumped listening to Mike today. Thank you. I like to. It's the bring it mindset. 110 positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, I am glad that you get hyped because I want to bring it. I want you to be hyped. I want you to be excited. It matters a lot. It matters to me. What was your inspiration or influences leading up to your ethos? My influences would be Aristotle, Nietzsche, Plato, Wittgenstein, Bertrand Russell, Daniel Dennett, Richard Dawkins, Simon Blackburn. It's a good start. It's a good start. Doug Hofstadter. How do you say his name? Doug Hofstadter. Opinion on Gary Vee. I don't have anything bad to say about Gary Vee. I don't have anything bad to say about Gary Vee. Do I have any tattoos? No. Is the government full of pedos? Yes. The Daily Show is weaponized by CFR? Yes. What do you think about judicial activism? It is real. Which Twitter stars are unsilenced? Well, I am. Dave Rubin, Milo Yiannopoulos, Anthony Cumia, Gavin McInnes. Who asked you? Ricky Vaughn. Ricky Vaughn is in Silenced. What do you think about that? How about it? Kurt Metzger. A lot of good people. Sorry I triggered you last year by pointing out a meltdown you had. You definitely didn't trigger me. You just bored me. So you're blocked for being boring. I like these people, you know, I like these people that think they trigger you. If I call you an idiot, you haven't triggered me. You've revealed yourself to be a buffoon. Quite two different things. Two different things. Beta blockers. Right. You need to take your beta blockers. How do we get rid of Comey? Don't think that's going to happen. He's very much entrenched. Barry Sotero is very funny. Has ever been someone who has triggered you? Shauna did one time. Years ago.
What?
Triggered me.
How?
Well, I mean, if by triggered, I mean I got angry. Remember I was supposed to go to Jay's birthday, and you were supposed to make sure that happened, and it didn't happen?
No, we're not going.
Well, I know, but we were late. Well, don't act like you were tough, because we got into a little argument. We're live right now. If you want me to, you know, talk about Cernovich, you know, and Shauna arguments and how those go. If you want to be a tough guy, we can see how tough you want to be. How tough you want to be. We'll do it live. We can talk about that.
You can talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Shauna's trying to act tough. Shauna is definitely trying to act tough. That's cute, though. Mike, I'm starting intermittent fasting tomorrow because your advice, great. Ease into it, though. What do you think the most important aspect of a good relationship is? Polarity. You got to have a feminine woman and you got to be a masculine man. Polarity. Without polarity, there is going to be a doomed relationship. There's a doomed relationship if you don't have gender polarity. So if you're a masculine woman, don't think that you're going to get an alpha male masculine guy. You're not. And if you did, you wouldn't be happy. If you're a masculine woman, you better get a feminine beta bitch boy that you can boss around. You'll be a lot happier. If you're a feminine woman, you better find a masculine man. Amy Schumer looks like a linebacker. I don't live in LA. Yeah, Amy Schumer and that leather thing, oh man, she's looking bad. I wonder how many comedian cucks are going to try to pretend she was funny. I wonder how many comedian cucks are going to pretend that Amy Schumer was funny, because if you don't say she's funny, you're going to be called a misogynist. So someone should ask Joe Rogan if Amy Schumer's latest special is funny. He won't. I bet she won't answer, because nobody is going to say that that's funny. Anybody who says Amy Schumer's latest comedy special is funny is going to be embarrassed, because they know they're a show. Mike, I happen to be a pastor in a major church. How would you deal with the SJW bishops who are trying to police everything I say and post on Facebook, Twitter? You got to leave. Vox Day writes a lot about this. I would go to his blog to talk about church stuff. But what I've read from Vox's blog is that if the SJWs have taken over your church, you just got to leave. You got to find a new church. But he would be the person to get that advice from, for sure. What do you think of the next Trump rally in Berkeley on April 15th? I think that'll be great. Oh, there's a flash mob. There's a flash mob in LA Sunday. I don't think I'm going to be there. But there's going to be a Southern California flash mob this Sunday. I need to figure out when that is so I can promote it. By the way, hit the like button. We're low-key tonight. We're low-key. But hit the like button. MAGA 3X doesn't exist anymore. MAGA 3X is now MAGA Meetups. MAGA 3X was a get out the vote drive, and it no longer exists. Definitely no longer exists. Tillerson, I don't know. Mike, does Gorilla Mindset address depression? In a way. In its own way it does. In its own way it does. Milo's doing a media deal in New York. So Milo will be back. Milo will be back soon. What do you think of We Are Change? I'm pro. Milo, is he going to be with Bloomberg? I know you're going to have to figure it out for yourselves. He did leave a few clues. He did check in at Bloomberg. So think about it this way. Milo on his Instagram checked in at Bloomberg. Earlier that day, he had said he was going to meet investors in New York. Bloomberg did not air an interview with Milo. So this is where you want to think this through. If Milo was at Bloomberg and they didn't air an interview with him, then what was Milo doing at Bloomberg? Right? I'm not saying Bloomberg is going to hire him, but who knows, maybe they're going to spin off a division. Right? All we know is Milo was at Bloomberg and there were no interviews aired. So what's going on, right? That's detective work. That's how lawyers think. Do you think Milo resigning from Breitbart was a good move? Well, he had to resign. So it's just kind of... Can I help you? You want to come try to talk about how tough you are and then make me have to put you on blast on camera? Make me look like a monster, make you look, sad?
Do you want to look like a monster?
It is. It's
It's
fine.
not good for your image, pal.
It's good for my image.
It's not.
It works for me. Alright, I'm going to set this printer up. Shauna's trying to be feisty. She wants to impress you guys. She wants to come in and show everybody how tough she is. To impress people, So she's kind of hovering around. She wants to come over.
That's what you're doing.
She wants to come over, be tough, show you guys how tough she is, how cool she is. It's kind of like a little kid. When a little kid, your friend comes over and you talk back to your mom and dad.
What are you talking about?
You talk back.
I'm gonna punch you right now.
Exactly. She's gonna punch.
Now you're annoying me.
She's gonna punch you right now.
Don't talk about me.
I got a new printer, guys.
Fix your hair.
My hair looks great.
It doesn't.
My hair looks beautiful,
Fix it
actually.
earlier.
What are you talking about? My hair looks amazing. My hair game is on point, fleek.
It's definitely not.
Mike, you want to sleep on the couch tonight, don't you? I'll make her sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Let's just say traditional understandings of relationships don't really apply here. That's what I always tell people. The man in the Diet Coke commercial kind of thing, the schlubby guy pushing the cart with the Diet Coke, hoping he doesn't get in trouble. That wouldn't be my life. Let's just put it that way. If you read Gorilla Mindset, that wouldn't be my life. But the funny thing is, I actually do try to sleep on the couch because Shauna likes it warmer and I like to be cold. Oh, where they want to know, where do you get my shirts from?
I'm gonna pants from Nordstrom.
This is from Nordstrom's, or Nordstrom, singular. Yes, I try to sleep down on the couch because it's cold down there. But Shauna wants me sleeping upstairs next to her, up to her. So it's actually kind of the opposite. Yeah, Shauna does all my shopping. She's a great stylist, by the way. She could go into business. She's great at graphics design, too. She has a great eye for design. She designed that poster. That is Shauna's work. She also did the Gorilla Mindset cover design. So Shauna did project management on Gorilla Mindset, and she did project management on that. That's all her work. No, she does great work. I tease her a little bit, but that's only because she's attractive. If Shauna were not attractive, then you wouldn't be able to tease her. But hot girls, or attractive girls, or pretty girls, whatever you call them, you have to remain playful with them because they get a little full of themselves sometimes. Mike, you should unblock Lee. No, I shouldn't. If Lee wants to text me and say, you know what, Mike, I'm sorry that I tried to create drama with you, and I realized that was a mistake, and I apologize unreservedly, then I'll think about it. But otherwise, I'm gonna nothing to do with him. It's not really. I don't need him. He needs me. I don't need him. Let's just put it that way. If I want to get a story and make a story go viral, do I need anybody's help? No. So you got to remember, life is a lot about leverage. Life is a lot about leverage. I am at the point in my life where I don't need anybody. Well, I need Shauna to breastfeed Syra. But I don't need anybody to do me any favors. So any relationship with me has to be out of respect, and it has to be a peer relationship. So I can't have people backstab me. I can't have people backstab me, and I'm not going to build people up who are going to sell me out and stab me in the back. Because they need me, I don't need them. And if people got to realize the power dynamics, because I live in the real world. And in the real world, I have a lot of power and I have a lot of influence. Okay, let's just be real. This might become immodest, maybe people don't like it. I don't really care. In the real world, I have a lot of power, I have a lot of influence, I have ability to take stories that nobody's heard about, and I can make them go viral. I can make things happen in the news. I can break news. You're an egomaniac? Well, you're blocked because you're an egomaniac for telling me that. Who are you to tell me anything, right? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about that? Who the F, Cyrus in the next room, who the F are you to tell me I have a big ego? You must have an awfully big ego to think that you can assess me and judge me, right? So I have a lot of power and I have a lot of influence and I can take stories and make them go viral. And I recognize that. So if people want to work with me, they need to not screw me over. They need to take care of me and realize what the relationship is. And if they don't want to do that, then I got nothing to do with it. I don't need it, right? It's just reality. I live in the real world. The real world is I got a lot of juice and a lot of people don't. And if people they want to use my juice, then they better take good care of me. Better take care of me. I need to be treated a certain way. I need to be treated with highest degrees of respect. I need people to be nice to me. I need people to not backstab me, to snip about me, to talk shit about me behind my back. I need them to be a loyal person, and that's the reality. And if people don't want to do that, nobody has to do anything they don't want to do, but I'm not going to help them ever. That's just real simple, right? That's the thing. Nobody has to do anything they want to do. I'm not saying people have to treat me. You don't have to treat me a certain way. But if you want to deal with me and you want to get my help, then you better take care of me. You better take care of me. Otherwise, that's fine. We'll just go our separate ways. Not really a big deal. What is Paul? How you doing, Jane? I met Jane in D.C. Great, great, great woman. Very, very glad to have met Jane. Paul Ryan is, I don't know what Ryan Care is. That is such a mess. It is really, it's incomprehensible. It's such a, Ryan Care is such a disaster. Cyrus is asleep. I don't even want to get talking about it. I get fired up and start screaming. That is how bad Ryan Care is. I don't need to get fired. I don't need to get fired up and start talking about it. It is a debacle. Hey, Mike, come back to DC. We're planning on it. So Jim Hoft is going to have a kind of a party called the Real News Party. April 29th, I think. So I think I'm going to be in DC April 29th. I think I'll be there. Daniel Gaither. Yeah, is Daniel Gaither a sock puppet account, or is that a real account? So well done, sock puppet account, if it is. But who knows for sure. All right, I'm preparing my printer. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm distracted, I'm setting up my printer. We're just basically hanging out. You guys want to call? You guys want to call? Here, hold on. I'll turn the calling thing on. Give me a minute here. If you want me to call, do you guys want me to take calls? If you guys want me to take calls, I'll take them. If you don't want me to, when I'm coming to New York, I was just in New York, so probably not for a while. All right, I will take a call when I hit 250. Hey, big guy, I can't have you on my lap because I'm doing this printer, okay? Okay, I love you. I'll show you the people, okay? Then I will, as soon as I get 250 likes on the video, then I'll take calls. So the call-in number is 1-866, I should have this memorized, 438-1487, not 1488. It is 1-866-438-1487. That's not 1488. That is 1487 is the number. Thank gosh it's not 1488. I can imagine what the media would do with that. I can only imagine. Oh my God, Cernovich, we finally exposed him. His conference call is just terrible. All right, connect, download, and install to connect. don't really know what's going on here. Okay, plug in and power on. Alright, this is power on. Is it a good idea to spray paint no Sharia in front of a mosque? You'll get charged with a hate crime. So if I were you, I wouldn't do that. Do you have any thoughts on the Brits silencing Tommy Robinson? Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that. It's terrible. They care more about free speech. They care more about censoring free speech. Whoa. All right. Rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Select settings. All right. English. Continue. USA. Continue. Continue setup. Oh, wow. This knows the day. This knows the day. This is a smart printer. Wow. Very, very smart printer. Set the time. What time is it today, guys? Wow. They want a lot of info. This is probably deep state. I'm probably going to regret getting this printer. This printer is way smarter than it should be. I'm guessing this printer is definitely connected to deep state. CIA is listening to you through your printer. Almost certainly. Hey, we got a caller from Minnesota. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, man.
You know, I want to talk about the mind control system that seems to rule the left. I see it in my own family. Got an aunt and a cousin. Just the mention of the word Trump elicits a physical, violent reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really interesting to me.
Yeah, the left, they have lost their minds, my friend. It's collective hypnosis. Mass delusion, collective hypnosis is where we are as a culture and where we are as a society, where people can't, they actually get physically triggered when you try to talk to them about basic political conversations. And it's weird because that never happens to me. People can attack my views every day, and I don't sit around getting offended by that or butthurt by that or crying by that. What are you going to do? People disagree with you. It's not that big of a deal. That's part about living in democracy, but they cannot take it. That is because they are guilty of a mind control project, a psyop. They are all collectively hypnotized. But how do we wake them up? What's your idea? How do you think we could wake people up? Can we even?
Yeah.
What do you think? Can we wake people up?
Oh, no, I'm off. Hello?
Yeah, you're cutting out, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to wake them up. It seems like smacking them upside the head, or you know what I mean? It's like, what does it?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff. And maybe we just have to... Maybe they shouldn't be allowed to vote. Maybe that's kind of like my thought these days. Maybe everybody... Hold on. Yeah, maybe everybody doesn't deserve to vote. That could be it. But yeah, collective delusions abound. It is a messy, messy time.
Yeah, all of them are heavy consumers of mass media of all kinds. I noticed that.
Well, yeah, they don't think for themselves. They don't read the WikiLeaks. They don't do original research. That's the big problem. They don't actually read the original source material. Because one thing I always did when I was younger, and this is probably something only people who are maybe kind of right-wing do, is I would always want to read the original material. I would want to say, well, I don't want to take your word for things. I want to actually read. I want to actually read what is happening. I don't want you to tell me what to think, right? And people on the left, they just do what they're told, right? That's all they do. They just do what they're told. It's a mess.
That's amazing. I mean, that's really all I had about it. But I was just...
All right. Well, thanks for the call, my friend.
You bet.
Have a good day.
Too.
Yeah, we're in a world of collective delusion, guys. It really is. There's no other way to put it. People have been brainwashed, and they don't even want to think for themselves. Vancouver, Wisconsin, how you doing?
Bad, Mike. Good to talk to you again. Yeah, I was gonna say a couple things. I know we've been talking about the stupid Ryan Care stuff, but I think it goes deeper than that. Actually, I think Trump knows that there's no, at least with the grassroots, there's no support for this bill whatsoever, and he keeps cryptically. He says, "Oh, we need to get this bill passed," and I'm with Paul Ryan. We need to get this bill passed, but then cryptically and in other interviews, he's like at his rally and stuff, he says, "Hey, I'm really with Rand Paul. I really like Rand Paul," and everyone knows that Rand Paul will not vote for this bill, and that it's a terrible bill. And I really think he's using it to separate himself from Paul Ryan and to turn the populace on Paul Ryan to get him out early. I think that's really what he's doing.
That's my hope. So here's actually I've kind of like game theoried it out and thought about the different kind of scenarios and how they might play out. And one scenario that could play out is that we all know. What's that? Yeah, I didn't get paper for it, so I need to get paper for it and then finish it, doing it tomorrow. Yeah, so it might just be a setup for Paul Ryan. That's my hope. That's definitely my hope.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
I pick it up, and I'm just like watching it, and Trump's a master at 4D chess. He keeps showing it over and over and over again. And I think he's letting Paul Ryan, kind of settle himself around and show who's loyal to Paul Ryan, who's loyal to Trump, and just bring that whole thing into full circle, expose it. I would think it would be hilarious if they even passed it, and at the end, like you said, he wouldn't sign it if it wasn't going to benefit the American people. I think it would be funny if the neocon somehow pulled it off and passed it, and then he sided with Rand Paul and then didn't sign it at the end.
That would be cool. Yeah, I don't see how it passes at all. And so I think whoa. My printer's making noises, doing things. So I think what is good is that it'll fail. Everybody knows it's going to fail, and then they can blame the whole mess on Paul Ryan and Barack Obama. So that could be that could be a lot of fun. That's my hope. No, I'm good, thanks, Ben.
I was going to say the other thing, too, I'll let you go after this, but the other thing, too, I was going to say, I was listening to you earlier, and you went on your Nelson Mandela rant, and then that forced me to Google necklacing, so thank you for those images. I got to wash my eyeballs tonight now.
Man, that's the whole thing. Nobody said the truth was easy, but we got to tell it. We got to tell the truth, man. We got to know what we're up against.
Right.
All right, thanks for the call.
Have a good one. I'm not going to take up too much time.
You too, man. Call next time, too. I always like to hear from you.
Call to Portland and come to Portland and red pill us.
All right, we'll do. We'll hold a seminar. Phoenix, Arizona, how you doing?
Oh, Phoenix?
Yep, that's you.
Oh, great, yeah. So something I wanted to run by you, Mike, is the thing I'm concerned about is next time, the next election cycle, I'm imagining social media is going to ramp up their censoring a lot.
Oh, they already are. No, I mean, no, they already are, dude.
But I imagine it's going to go even more. So I don't understand how conservatives are going to be able to win any election cycle without social media. What do you think?
It's a big problem. And moreover, Google is the biggest advertising company in the world. And what Google is now doing, they're delisting companies like Gateway Pundit, like InfoWars, so that you can't even advertise now. You can't even sell advertising. So it's getting bad, dude. It is getting bad.
I totally get it. Yeah, it's bad right now, but I'm sure this isn't even close to how bad it's going to get. So I don't even, the next time we get a Democratic president, I don't know how we're ever going to win an election cycle again when you combine that with social media being shut down for conservatives. So I'm very concerned, and feels like Trump is very focused on making America great, which is important to have a great 4 or 8 years. But even if it succeeds at all those things, we have a great economy, we kill ISIS, but we can't ever win another election cycle again. And that's not a good trade-off. I'm concerned that Trump isn't aware of how dangerous this is for the future. I think this should be priority number one of finding some way to preserve free speech, because without it, we might have a great 4-year or 8-year run with Trump, but after that, we'll never be able to win any future election cycles.
No, you're 100% right, dude. And what Trump doesn't get it yet. That is why a lot of people, myself included, have said Trump should think about starting a Gab.ai account. Move to Gab, because if Trump moves to Gab, then everybody is going to have to go to Gab to follow him, to report on what he is doing. That needs to be done for sure. The thing is, Gab has a bad reputation now, unfair media lie reputation. But if Trump moved to Gab, then what would happen is everybody now would have to go on Gab, and then Gab would become a real deal competitor overnight. So that, remember, we got that in our back pocket. Remember that social media is based on network effects, and if collectively enough of us, by us I mean people like me, Milo, Sheriff Clark, Ann Coulter, Paul Joseph Watson, Stephen Molyneux, Donald Trump, all left to a different platform, if there was a massive platform migration, then we would take a ton of people with us. And we may need to do that. So what Twitter's been trying to do is they sniper us. Oh, they ban Milo. They ban another guy, kind of one by one, which prevents a mass exodus. If they had banned everybody at once, there would have been a mass exodus, and then there'd be a real viable competitor. We're working on it, but no, you're right. We need our own social media platforms 100%. I'm not overlooking it. I find it crucially important. It is one of the most important things we can do before the next election.
Yeah, because that's the bottom line, though. I think people talk about it, frustration with it, but the part of the message that is missing to me is that the window we have to do something about it is until the next Democratic president gets elected. Because changes will come down, not just social media closing down, but other things like Homeland Security maybe taking over state election monitoring and such. But there won't be a possibility with the next Democratic president, combined with social media censoring, we can have 3 gaps, okay? And I don't know, we got a very tough time window here. We're going to be looking at ourselves in a short time wondering, wow, why didn't we realize what peril we were in? We're never going to win another election again. You follow me? We can meet physically, but we're going to be shut out electorally in a short time, is my fear, unless something has to be done in a shorter amount of time frame. I don't think the urgency is out there. I mean, I don't know. But thank you. Thanks for your comments.
Hey, man, the urgency is with me. That's the whole point. I feel it. The urgency is with me. Bill Mitchell got a retweet from Donald Trump himself. I have been going on rants and raves insulting Trump's social media team. I have made it so that I can never work for Trump, because I have burned every bridge by saying the social media team that Trump was running 2 weeks ago was incompetent. And they upped their game. They need to get Bill Mitchell in there because he understands it. Right? Does Bill Mitchell understand it as well as I do? You know, I'm not going to get in that conversation because I think very highly of Bill, and I don't want to get into a game of who knows something better. You know, that isn't helpful for any of us. But Bill Mitchell in the White House talking to Trump's people, big deal. Huge deal. We need that to happen. That is why I tweeted out, right? Who promotes people more than I do? That's the whole point I always ask people is, people are always saying, hey, you know, Mike, why don't you help Lee out? Well, because he's a backstabber. Me, here's what I tweeted out earlier. Before I even went on the show, my Right Side show, I said, real Donald Trump getting those retweets to Bill Mitchell. Now it's time to get him on staff and run social media hard. Hundreds of comments of already people saying this is a great idea. you know, we should have Bill Mitchell at the White House. That's what I do. I promote other people. I build other people up. So that we need him in there. Yeah, but it's urgent to me. I'm not going to freak out every day, but it's urgent to me for sure. Hold on, I'm going to say hi to Mibby. Thanks for your call.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Bye now.
Bye. It's okay. She was overheating. It's okay. Oh, Syra was overheating. She's like me. She has a high body temperature. Anyway, thanks for your call, my friend. McKinney Texas, how you doing?
Sorry, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, bro.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thanks for calling, dude.
So, thank you. Okay, so I had a question. And initially, my question was going to be about this Ryan Care issue, but really, I think you answered that pretty well. So I was going to ask you in terms of what you think about the other platforms that are out there, like mine, and some of the other third-party ones out there besides Gab.
Yeah, I'm pro Minds. They actually is it McCullen? Who started Minds? Andrew McCullen? What the hell's his name? I was supposed to talk to him. Who's the guy who?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. No, so I'm supposed to, you know, it's my fault because I'm, you know, just so busy and everything. But no, I'm gonna demo Minds and figure it out and start building it up for sure. Whether that will be the winner, I don't know, but there will be another winner of social media, a free speech alternative to Twitter, to Facebook, to Google. Whether that's going to be Minds or whether that's going to be Gab or whether that's going to be another one, I don't know. But the market demand is too strong. The market demand is too strong. There will be another winner. So I don't know who it's going to be, but you know, well, maybe one of these companies should give me equity. You know, maybe they need to just, because everybody wants me to do things for them and promote their stuff, which I'm happy to do. But maybe people, if they really want me to go all in, should make it interesting for me. And that would be my advice to them: is people who want me to really go all in and promote things hard should find a way to make it interesting. Otherwise, I have a lot of things going on. That said, I am pro Minds and I'm pro people doing alternatives for sure.
Do you think Google has peaked because of lack of trust, or?
Google can be beat. DuckDuckGo. I mean, again, a lot of this stuff is network effects. And if people like me and other people like Trump, people like Milo, people like Molly Meme, PJW, if we all go there, then that's where people are going to go, right? But we don't want to go to a new platform because it's already, just like me, when I migrated from Periscope to YouTube, it's very frustrating for me to do a video on YouTube that is 1/3 to 1/5 the number of views that I get on Periscope, right? So I'm already, because every time you build a new platform, you work just as hard as you worked beforehand to get 1/5 of the result. It's very, very frustrating. So for me, do I want to build up a Gab and then build up a Minds and then build up a, you know, a whatever? Why? Do I want to just start all the way at the bottom again for things that I don't know if they're going to win or not? That is kind of my big problem. And that is why the next big social media companies, you're going to have to start offering equity to social media influencers, as they're called. You're going to have to give people equity because it's a big risk for me. It's a really big risk for me to leave Twitter. You know, Twitter eventually maybe they'll ban me, you know, maybe Periscope will, maybe YouTube. But it's a big risk for me to go use another platform, right? Because I don't know that that platform is going to be the winning platform. So I'm spending as much time as I was doing otherwise to get less results. And I don't even know if the platform is going to be around in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? So that's my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what do you see? That's kind of like my perspective. That said, I am pro all those guys, and I definitely want to see people succeed. Thank you for the call.
Doing sponsors like alternative revenue that way.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they need to give Bitcoin micropayments. I don't know what they need to do, but if I were,
Molly does it well.
yeah. So if I were trying to do a new social media company, I would be thinking about how I'm going to compensate people like me and other big names who can really bring the traffic. Hey, what are you seeing?
Thank you so much for answering.
Thanks, you, man.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. People are like, Mike, why don't you just go on Gab? Mike, why don't you just go on Minds? Mike, why don't you do this? Because, oh, are you okay? Because I don't want to work just as hard to get less results. My YouTube videos embarrass me, right? I do a video, only 5,000 views. I'm like, man, I only got 5,000 views on that YouTube video. But I know that that's what I have to do to build it up, and I look towards my vision of where my views will be in a year. But I don't want to just move platforms all the time, move around platforms, work as hard as I do elsewhere for fewer views, right? So people got to look at that from my perspective too. What are you looking at? What do you see here? Huh? Look at how alert this baby is too, by the way. What do you see? What are you looking at? Are you looking at that screen there? Yeah, what do you see going on? Huh? Do you see numbers? You want to take a call? One day you'll be taking calls with me. When you get older, what I'll do is I'll have you take the calls. I'll have you push the little buttons, but you can't really push the buttons yet. Santa Ana, California, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Nestor.
Nestor, how you doing, my friend?
Good, bud. Hey, somebody said, how do we red pill people? And the way that I found really gets people woken up is teaching them about entrepreneurship. On my YouTube channel, of course, you know that I talk about business, and that's one of the things. Once I start teaching people about business, they start learning about self-reliance and doing their own thing. And once they learn that, they learn the basics of self-reliance to entrepreneurship. They just wake up. So I think that's one of the biggest ways. And of course, you teach it through your podcast, website, and Twitter. But a lot of people don't know that you actually teach entrepreneurship on your podcast. So that's one of the biggest ways that I found.
Yeah, a lot of people, people are like, how do we red pill our women, or how do we red pill people? You gotta live the example. You have to talk. If you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. That's for sure. Okay. Hey, how are you? And you have to live that example. And you're right. The entrepreneurialism is very important. And the more people that you get who are self-reliant, the more people who are going to come around to our way of thinking.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, I got your video or whatever. I'm gonna get around to watching that. Might take me a couple days, but I look forward to watching it.
Oh yeah, I did the video, but I also did an article. So,
Okay.
If you give me your email, I'll send that over to you.
Yep.
It took me a little while, but I was like, I gotta read through this.
Oh yeah, no worries, dude. All right, yeah, I'll tell you my email. All right, thanks, man. Norwalk, California. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
It's me again. I called in a while back. Yeah, I finished Gorilla Mindset. Love it. I've been going to the gym. I've been getting big. I've been making a habit of reading books now too, and I've been like sneaking into the wrestling room, and some of my friends have been teaching me how to fight. So it's pretty tight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right now I'm 17. And I'm really close to finishing high school now. And I got accepted into all of my Cal States and whatnot. But like the thing is though, is like I'm really, I don't know like if it's worth going or not. You get me?
Right.
And the thing is, like, the only reason I see myself going into these schools is maybe for like something in the STEM field.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also kind of wanted to explore something like entrepreneurship, or like, and I feel like if I were to do explore business, like I wouldn't need college. But then at the same time, like everyone's like, it's kind of like a family thing that like
you're expected to go to college and whatnot, but like I'm so conflicted because I saw Stefan Molyneux's video too, and it's just like what would you do in like my situation?
Go to community college, man. That's my standard advice is go to community college, get a 4.0, and you can transfer in. You can transfer into UCLA from community college. That's my advice.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing something like that. And just to go on to like what I've heard from the last caller, sorry, it was kind of interesting, that conversation. I've noticed that like when you mentioned entrepreneurship, because I have a job now, and like when you're starting to make money, like you realize that like all these like kind of government like setbacks and all these like government programs, it's a real pain in the butt, you know.
Right.
And because my family's kind of a business, they own a business, and like in trying to red pill people or trying to open them up to like conservative politics or whatever it could be, like they're kind of numb to the idea, especially if they're unemployed, and that's basically all the college kids, you know. They're in there and they don't have a job, living with their parents, and they're getting their liberal arts majors or whatever it may be, but like there's no incentive for them to see the other side of the coin because they're living with their parents without a job, you know.
Yeah, yep, 100%. I definitely agree. The younger you work, the younger you make your more money, the more you want to make. That's the thing I always tell people. Once I started making money, I saved money from a very young age. It's a mindset, it's a habit. And you want to get the mindset and habit of making more money and starting more businesses. And entrepreneurship is a good start. Yeah, my advice is go to community college, dude. Go to community college, get a 4.0, work a part-time job, waiting tables or something, make money, have fun with girls, but, you know, don't get anybody pregnant, be smart, and all that. Be careful, but there's no, college is going to be waiting for you, dude. You don't, I've talked about this before where it isn't like, oh my God, you're 18, and if you don't go to college this year, the college is gone, right? You can go to college at 19. You can go to college at 20. You can go to college at 21, right? It's not a big deal. Hey, you want to sit like this? So yeah, that's my advice. Community college for sure, dude. Thanks for your call.
All right. Thank you.
Las Vegas, how you doing?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing
just
well.
Some quick advice to that kid that just called in.
Yeah.
I agree with you on going to community college, but if I think it's only worth it to go for STEM. So what I advise them to do: go to college, take calculus and chemistry. That should tell you all you need to know if you're going to make it in STEM.
All right.
If you can't get past those two, you're wasting your time, man.
Yeah, that's good advice. So for those of you who didn't hear that, if you're young, go to college, take calculus and chemistry, see how you do, and then go from there. Thanks for the call, sir.
Yeah. That's it, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too, my friend. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure. Hey, you okay? Aw, you doing okay? You're fussy. You want to go to bed now? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. I got the Syra Mindset here. Be sure to hit the like button before you leave. Give me up to 300 likes. And this is so funny when babies are sleeping. Oh, you want to go to sleep now? All right. So I'm going to take my baby. I think she's going to fall asleep. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you soon.